Hey dolls. Okay, so today I wanted to do just like a quick eye look. I've already done kind of the base of my makeup here, and I kind of put some tape on the sides of my eyes here to show you how I can do it like a sharper look. I'm using my Ciate London Editor palette. I would show it to you, but it's so demolished and destroyed that I don't even want to pick it up because it'll just fall apart. That's from me. That's because I dropped it. I already primed my eyes. I use the Pretty Vulgar eyelid primer for right now. It's one that I received in a BoxyCharm box and I really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead. I've dipped my brush in and I'm just gonna start with the corner here, and I'm just gonna kind of do a line here because I'm gonna guide myself as to where, if I wanted to do a winged liner, this is where I would kind of guide that pen when I do that. So I know that how sharp that corner is. I could use it there. And then I'm gonna keep dipping it because I want it like a darker color as I kind of go in this way, and I kind of bring it down, and I'm kind of just pushing this color in so as to not have it like flying all over my face. And then after I've pushed that all into my eyelids, then I start to blend it, and I'm kind of blending it upwards. I feel like I need more color on that because I think I might have put on too much of the eyelid primer. Sometimes I kind of just like to keep blending just to see what the eyeshadow can do for me. So I'm gonna keep pulling that one down as I go up, kind of picking up the color down here. And I can see, like on my end, I can see that it looks kind of chalky and chunky or whatever, but I'll make sure that that doesn't look like that in a minute. So I'm actually just using the same brush. I went in with like a light brown color, just like I'm gonna try to, how can I do this? I'm just gonna blend this light brown color on top of the eyeshadow there. And this is just to give it a little bit of a different color on the top, so it's not so dark and deep on top. See how it's blending that color out a little bit? So the look I'm kind of going for here is like a holiday theme. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It's kind of one of my older concealers that I've had because it was like one of my original favorites. And then over the years, I've gotten into like more of the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealer. I also received a Born This Way concealer from BoxyCharm, so that was one that I kind of put in my mix of concealers that I like to use. So this one, because it's an older one, I don't mind using it on my eyelids. It's just kind of to transition my colors a bit better. So I want to put like a lighter color in here, but because I have a darker color on the outside, I'm using this older concealer to kind of bring that lighter color out better. Okay, so I just dipped it into like a shimmery purple color just because I wanted to try and do that in the crease line. To kind of pat it into the outer eyelid area there to give it a little bit of a, see how it transitions that darker brown and purple color to that shimmery color. So I like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing, dip it in with that brush there and just put that into the crease. Just to give it a little bit, just a little bit of color in there, and that might be too much, but I'll blend that out after, don't worry. It's all part of the process, trust the process. Okay, I put some on my finger, and then I'm just gonna tap some in there also. And I kind of want it right over the center of the pupil. Okay, so because one of my colors in the palette is like completely crushed, it's kind of perfect. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little flat brush and I'm going to spritz it with some MAC Prep and Prime. It's MAC Fix Plus. And because it's gonna be a little bit damp, I can dip it into that shimmery color and I can just pat it into this light area here. So let's see how that turns out. So I'm not using too much. I actually don't have much left in here anyways, but I'm just taking it, spritzing a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit on the brush on both sides. I'm gonna dip it into that color on both sides. Hopefully this doesn't, usually like you wouldn't wanna do this with a nice palette because it'll destroy it. Like if you were to wet the brush first, it would destroy the eyeshadow, but because this one is literally just bits and pieces at the end of the pan, I'm okay with doing it. And I'm just gonna push that in there. I'll blend through it in a minute, but I just wanna get that color on there first. And like, it's such a beautiful pigmented color. On my end, it's like an orangey gold. So I really like this color. I don't know if it was the right color to use for this look specifically, but you know, when it comes to makeup, we just kind of make it work because we don't want to erase everything and restart fresh again. Okay, so for my eyeliner, I'm actually using two different Shein SheGlam eyeliners. I'm gonna use this one here, has a stamp, which I'll show you, and then this one I like because it's kind of like a thicker brush to fill in. So this one here, I'm just gonna stamp. Okay, same thing on that side, just gonna stamp it. Now, I seen this video the other day and it was like for hooded. It was somebody that was showing how to do liquid eyeliner for somebody with hooded lids. And I don't know, like, I don't know if I necessarily feel like I have hooded eyelids, but they are getting old, that's for sure. I feel like when you overthink liquid eyeliner, it takes so much longer to do it. If I overthink it, I'm gonna keep going and then it's gonna look like a ridiculous mess. So I'm not gonna do it. Okay. So I think for my eyelids, I'm good. I'm gonna throw on my lashes. I'm not doing that on camera because that is a long process for me. It takes me a long time still. I'm still struggling with lashes. I get Glamnetics in my BoxyCharm, which I gotta go get from my mailbox. I haven't done that yet, but it is here, so that's exciting. Anyways, so I'm hoping that the Glamnetics are really, really good because I suck at putting on lashes. Sometimes I can get them and they're really, really good. Other days they're just like 5 minutes later they're falling off. Let me go pop on my lashes. I'll come back in a minute to show you guys how to do my lower lash line. The lashes that I'm using today are from Shein SheGlam. This is, if it's backwards to you, it's 3D235 if you want to search these ones online. They have a 12 pack, I believe it is, of lashes for under 20 bucks anyways, Canadian. And in the 12 pack, they come with 4 packs of green, pink, silver, and blue. And these are, honestly, they're so gorgeous and they're so nice and easy to apply. They're actually one of my favorite lashes out there. Okay, now that I have the eyelashes on, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my concealer here. So I don't like to do a crazy amount because then it starts to look cakey, but I do need to kind of shape and prep for my contour with my concealer. So I'm obviously doing my blemishes in that because that is mainly what I use concealer for. Me. Like, I don't like to use a lot here. Let me use all of it. And just a little bit up there. I normally like to have like a spritzed brush when I do it. I don't like to use anything dry because it just kind of stays on the brush. So I wet that. And again, I'm just pushing that into my skin to kind of give it that glowing look a bit. And then after I'm done with the concealer, I'm going to set it with a translucent powder. And then while it's setting is when I'm going to finish that eyeshadow look on the lower lash line. So that looks a lot better. It's a lot brighter underneath there now because I have that on there. As you can see, I have blemishes, I have lines, I have old scarring all over my face. So this is just kind of my process as I'm going along. I have this Too Faced Born This Way setting powder that I probably received in a BoxyCharm box. This is a translucent powder and it's called Ethereal Setting Powder. I don't know. I think I need to like dictionary.com that word because I have no idea. Again, I'm taking this powder with that brush that I just used for concealing and I'm just pushing it into the spots that I want to brighten on my skin because I just did the concealer and then now this is going to set that concealer and brighten as well. They do actually sell out their like brightening powders. And I probably honestly have some from the BoxyCharm subscription. Well, that's gonna fuck up my eyebrow. I like to put some powder on my lips as well so that when I'm doing my lip liner and that, if I do accidentally overline a little bit, it doesn't look too crazy. Okay. No, I'm not putting too much here. I'm just using whatever's left in the bottom around my lips. And just around the other edge, the outer edge of my face. Okay. Now I'm gonna let that set and look wild and crazy for a minute while I do the lower lash line and my contouring. I'm going to use the same brushes basically that I used before. I'm just using that dark brown color on my lower lash line on the outside part. Nothing too crazy, like I'm not smoking it out or nothing like that. I'm just kind of placing it in there. Okay, and then I want to use that shimmery color that I used. It was like a gold, orangey gold color. So I'm going to use that in the center just to kind of make that blue colored contact pop. And then I'm going to use a highlighter for like the inner area there, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I just need a different eyeshadow brush because I don't like to use anything or too intense. But I'm going to actually get a highlighter to do that because I'm actually kind of into this look. Like I didn't know how it was going to work with that orangey color and the purple with the blue eyes and all that, but the lovely thing about makeup is sometimes you just kind of go with it and see where it goes, and that's called creativity. I'm actually going to use this little Natasha Denona palette that I got in BoxyCharm, and I'm going to use that shimmery color. So I'm just going to graze that just under the brow, just to make the brows look a bit sharper. So my brows are super, super shiny because I use the Maybelline Tattoo Brow. And I usually leave it on to dry until it's like damn near peeling off of my eye. Usually I like to go over those brows with like a powder to kind of like take down that shininess from it. So I'm just grabbing a rounded eyeshadow brush. I'm just gonna put this in the inner corner here. So you can kind of see there. Oh, hit my... I feel like, is that eyelash even on there very well or what? That looks okay. Okay, so I really love this Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette that came in my last BoxyCharm box. I've used it so many times and it's just one of those everyday natural makeup looks. But it barely looks dipped into. Like I've used it a couple times already and I barely even have to put my brush in it when I use it. Oh my gosh, don't drop this. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I'm going to contour my face. I can brush out the excess translucent powder as I finish my contouring my face. Hang on. I have been using the JCat Hide and Seek palette for probably about a year now. I found it at Marshall's or Winners a while back and it was like, I want to say like $12.99 maybe. And I've debated, because this is another one that I've dropped and destroyed, but I've debated actually going onto the JCat website and buying another one because I just love it that much. Yes, this looks super deep. It's all about blending, trust the process. I just put a little bit on my nose up here because I do have like a wider, rounder nose. I like to give it a little bit of definition sometimes. Right there. Just to kind of round it off so that when I put the highlighter on, it kind of looks a bit different. So I'm gonna bring that color up a little bit on each side. And I'm using a smaller brush just for, again, definition. Like I can kind of put this wherever I want to and it doesn't look too dark or too crazy. And then I will use a bigger brush to blend this all out. I like to try new things when it comes to makeup, so okay. And then just kind of carving out the shape of my face here. I really want to try like a good, like a liquid contour or like a crayon or a gel contour, something that's not powder. I use powder all the time, so I do love it. Like it's definitely my go-to. Okay, now I'm gonna use my gigantic powder brush here. This is a Morphe one from the Live Lamb subscription. What is that? E41. So I'm just blending it all in with this Giganto brush. As you can see, it is still kind of deep there, but it slowly fades as I go in. Okay, now as you can see, my nose is still like dark on both sides, so it doesn't look like in person, that would look crazy. Like on camera, it might look like, oh wow, very defined, whatever. But I'm an in-person kind of makeup girl where my makeup has to look good in real life, because we all had that friend growing up that would never blend her makeup, but would always wear it, but would never blend it. So she would have the orange line right here, and you would see down here, natural neck skin. Okay, see? That's better blended. This one's kind of driving me crazy. So even when you have something like that, if it's not blending properly, I also have like a pimple there on my nose, so it is a bit more red. Okay, so I actually just grabbed a SheGlam blush. I have ordered quite a few SheGlam makeup products that I would like to do a like SheGlam makeup look, like full from foundation to, I don't think I have setting, I don't think I have a spray, but from beginning to end, basically, I would like to do a SheGlam look makeup video with you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna tap this in because I feel like this is pretty strong. So this is actually like a liquidy type, and I'm just going to pat that in there so it's not too wild and crazy. See, it just gives like a little pink pop. I'm actually going to use this on top. This is the Iconic London Illuminator, and it is the bomb.com. I know I wasn't going to say it, and then I said it, and I just kind of went for it. But anyways, just going to veer a little bit of this here. Right? Very, like, that's actually probably going to be too much, but anyways, go with it. I'm not even squeezing the vial here because I'm so nervous. There's so much in there. What else do I want to do right here? Let's see, that's a lot. It's going to be a lot. I'm just using the brush that I used for highlight the last time. And just ever so gently push that into my skin. Okay, now for the lips. Do I want to go nude? Do I want to do red? I think with this look, I would like to do a nude color. I got this Real Her lip liner in my last BoxyCharm box. And this is in the shade Confident. So let's go ahead and do this one. I'm gonna use the mirror here because otherwise it'll turn out really, really, really bad. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I don't love this lip liner. Okay, you guys, this is my final look. I'm just gonna use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist to set this bad boy. That is nice and wet. That should set pretty good. So for my lip look, like I did use that Real Her lip liner, and I didn't like it because as I was putting it on, it was kind of like crumbling and falling apart. And then I went over it with the Let's Do Makeup collab with Live Glam, and this is in Pastel, and this is like a really, really nice liquid lipstick. It's a nice light nude color, so it kind of blends that lip liner very nicely on my lips. I hope you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me video. I'm getting ready to go nowhere, so I hope you enjoyed watching me do my makeup. I hope you guys were doing something fun with your makeup also. If you did, why don't you leave your Instagram handle down below if you're comfortable. If it's a public profile, leave it down below, and then I can come and check out what looks you did. You can tag me in them. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube, at Desi__gold. I would love to see what you guys are coming up with also this holiday season for all of your amazing looks. Now, I must go and cook dinner. I hope you guys are all surviving through this crap right now, and I hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this one. Take care.